Yo guys, what's going on? It's Tom for 2 here, or Chessman on Lost Ark. Today I just wanted to give you guys all an update on kind of what the plans are now that Echidna's out. People have been playing Thamine for a while, and then Tier 4 is kind of on the horizon. And this is just kind of my personal plans and kind of what I'm planning to do the next few months over the summer in preparation for it. So yeah, we have advanced honing now. I think Echidna's been out for 2 weeks now. And so I think my number one thing is focusing on one character, my main, and maybe one alt. So if you guys don't know, um, I have my paladin, I have my bard, I have my slayer. It's kind of my top three, and then my war dancer is kind of my other main, or in my top four. And then it kind of comes down to my Aero and my artist. So I think the main priority is to just focus on my paladin for now. Um, One thing is that I'm trying to stockpile as many bound mats and then gold as I can, and I'm just prioritizing that one character first before any alts. I'm selling my tradable tier 3 materials on my alt characters that I'm not planning to push right away. So that kind of includes my Aero, my artist. Like I'm not planning on pushing those anytime soon unless there's like a express pass to get those up to like Thamine and Echidna. Even like my War Dancer, I'm starting to sell the mats for that because I once it hits 1620, I don't plan on pushing that anymore. So definitely I'm selling my tradable tier 3 materials because I'm expecting that market to kind of crash soon once people start hearing a little bit more about tier 4. I'm going to finish advanced honing on my main, so my paladin. Uh, my paladin right now has level 10 advanced honing um, on the chest piece. I've just started on like the pants, I think, so it's like level 3 out of 10. Um, so yeah, I think the main thing is just to do the advanced honing. I did say that you want to save gold when you can, but I think if you're just pushing like your main, I think it's completely okay. You don't want to be spending gold on your alts when you don't need to. But yeah, just finish advanced honing on my main, and we'll get more of those materials as we play Echidna week after week, and I'll be able to kind of hit that 1630 mark. And then the kind of the other thing I'm trying to do is gather some gems from the market while they are cheap. Um, and then, so for example, I bought a couple level 10s for when they switch over. Gems are still going to be useful in tier 4. They're just going to go down. It's going to be like a soft reset. So I don't know why people are selling all their gems, but I mean, they're still going to be used. And right now, the power is nice. I got actually a side energy, so I got a big influx of gold. I was able to buy a couple level 10 damage gems for my Slayer, and I bought a couple level 10 CDs for my Paladin for when those hit the switch over to tier 4 gems. But yeah, as I kind of reiterated, not honing alts, just kind of gathering silver, making sure that that's all stockpiled and well. I think right now, yeah, my gold is at 1.7 million, my silver is at almost 50 million, so I'm just trying to stockpile that, not honing on any of my alts at the moment, as it will cost some silver. So now heading into kind of the second topic, um, let's talk about MSQ. So Echidna Kiss came out 2 weeks ago. I've played 4 characters through the main story quest for Kurzan. I think my plan is to play my Aero and my Artist and maybe my Soul Eater through the story mode. The reason being is you probably don't want to um, knowledge transfer those because it is a little bit expensive. It will cost gold, but the other thing is it gives really good materials and card XP, and at the very end you get 200 Arehas. So I think that's really valuable, especially with the Arehas cost going up, as well as the any like excavating or fishing mats. Those are all going up as people are trying to advance hone. And it's a relatively short story compared to other MSQs, so I would just recommend doing that. Um, so yeah, that's just kind of my plan for those alts. No honing, just playing the raids, doing the usual for those. What I'm currently doing with kind of my top 4 though, raid-wise, I'm playing 3 Echidnas, so I have my Paladin, Bard, Slayer, and then I'm bringing up my War Dancer, but it's not really a prioritized character I'm honing. So it's not really in a rush, but it just if like my friends and static members just want like another character to run with, I could always bring it up. And then I'm running 4 Thamine Norm modes. I'm mostly prioritizing these 3 Echidnas and these 4 Thamines. And then I'm playing Voltus if I can on any of these characters, if they're, they're generally fast runs as long as you're in a guild or you have a static. Um, any kind of Icons, Brels, those are all I'm considering like extra raids now. I think I prioritize my sanity a little bit more now. So just need to, play through a couple Voltuses every week, prioritize the Echidnas and Thamines, and if you do have extra time, you could kind of find those Icon and Brels. If you look now in the Party Finder, I think a lot of Icon lobbies and Brel lobbies, there's not like a whole lot of them right now. Like as you can see, there's a couple normals, there's only like one hard, and even Brel, it's struggling too. So there's not a whole lot going on now that we're getting new raids, right? And people are trying to prioritize the newer raids. But yeah, those are just kind of extra if you have a group of buddies who can run it, or you see a pug group near at that time of the day. I think it's good to just do it if you have time. Future rating. I'm just making sure that my paladin hits 1630 after advanced honing. And then once kind of we have a group of people in my static or guild who can get ready for hard Thamine 1-3, then we will go ahead and play that. I think there's actually a couple of us who's pretty experienced and who could kind of lead us. I have no experience with hard mode Thamine yet, but I think it's important to play it at some point, especially now that advanced honing is, we could advance hone some of our armor pieces. And then once we play through hard Thamine, we want to unlock that extra Transcendence. So I've only done like the first 2 levels of Transcendence, and then there's like a whole extra bunch of Transcendence that you get on your armor pieces. So I need to do that just for the extra power boost on my main. And this is only strictly for my main. I'm not even talking about alts, because I think it's too much of a gold cost to be doing Transcendence and getting my characters up to hard mode Thamine ready. But once we play through hard Thamine, we unlock the Transcendence, we do the Transcendence on my main, and yeah, once we finish that, I might be considering running Echidna hard mode, and it just kind of depends on if some of my guild group is ready to take that on. I don't really want to pug Echidna. When we progged it, we did it with a static, and it was way more fun. It was just more rewarding to kind of finish that with a group. Instead of just pugging a bunch of them. And all my Echidnas I play with a static group or like people I know, so it's always a chill, nice time, and we don't have to like keep on resetting and having people drop out. So yeah, I just want to kind of maybe consider Echidna hard mode on my main if I finish the Transcendence, just so that we're at the optimal power level to be playing that. Because I've heard the DPS checks are a little bit rough, but once I kind of finish Transcendence my main, then I could then consider maybe working on an alt. Let's work towards talking about my kind of sanity daily kind of grind. And the first thing I want to say is start utilizing that life energy skills if you haven't, been doing that as much. You want to get mats for crafting arrayhas, and as they're getting more and more expensive, so just take a little bit of time each day to do it. Pretty important in my opinion. I'd say do the chaos weeklies on my main 4 characters. So like chaos dungeon weeklies, you get like some mats, I think like shards, and then you get some silver. And then on my alt too, so like my Aero, my artist if I have time. But then on my paladin, I'm gonna be running chaos dungeons every single day just so I could get more materials. And then once kind of finish those 3 days of chaoses on my bard, slayer, and war dancer, then I'm probably just not going to run chaoses unless they're rested. So I think it's important just to run as many chaos dungeons as you can on rested. Because raiding takes a long time now, and I think it's important just, on your main at least, run it every day, but then on your other characters, you just kind of prioritize and switch it up. You don't have to run those every day. Rating wise, I'm not, as I kind of mentioned, I'm not really stressing about running Icons anymore in Brels. Just running those if you have time. The biggest factor is just making sure that you don't get FOMO, and just try to run your Voldus hard modes or normal modes as you can. Um, you know, that is good gold. Um, and I'd recommend that you try to run those if you have a group. But yeah, if you don't have time, then prioritize like the Echidnas, the Thamines, and a couple Volduses, and you know, as an alternative, you could run like Brel 1 through 4 hard mode or 1 through 3 hard mode just for that fast gold, and it doesn't take too much time since everyone is just really overgeared for that content now. Lastly, um, for Transcendence, or this is kind of like my do not do list. So these are just some warning things that you shouldn't be doing, that you'd be wasting gold and resources doing in time. Um, I'm not doing any Transcendence right now on pretty much all my characters that I have playing Echidna and Hard Voldus. I have at least done the Transcendence for, so my Bard, my Slayer, my Paladin, my War Dancer, all of them have at least the Transcendence done, at least the first stage of Transcendence done. Now that, well, since we've been able to run Thamine, all those Transcendences are done, at least for the normal stage. And then they all, in minimum, have at least, I think, my Slayer, my Bard, and my Paladin have 40 set, and my War Dancer has a 35 set. So don't do Transcendence, don't do Elixirs, unless you absolutely need to plan to push that character to tier 4. So right now, I'm like not pushing any more characters. All my Transcendence is done. The only character that could maybe improve their Elixirs is my War Dancer, sitting at 35 set, but again, haven't honed that up to hard mode Voldus to get the legendary Elixirs yet. Um, yeah, only roll the elixirs if they are like silver rolling. There's plenty of events running at the moment where you could kind of just buy the silver chests or the silver elixir chests, and if you still need to like roll them. So I know like there's a Chaos Assault event. We have the powder shop where you could have bought some of the elixirs here. There's the silver shop, and then there's also this crystal shop where there's like there's a legendary and epic elixir supplies chest, right? There was a bunch of like summer rewards things that Lost Ark was celebrating as well that they sent through kind of your inbox. So if you haven't claimed those, make sure you just go ahead and claim those, and those are some extra things that you could just do in your spare time. Don't spend gold on holding your ult unless you're going to park it. I think prioritize the characters you plan to push to tier 4 on a weekly basis, and just see how that feels first. And of course, I think the smartest thing to do is just don't do any quality armor taps and stuff. I think that's just a pure waste of gold, and you don't need to do that. So yeah, that's all I really had to say. That's kind of my own personal plans for tier 4, and just kind of giving some advice for maybe some other people watching this video. But let me know what you guys think. Leave down in the comments below. And I think the most important thing is I produce Lost Ark content regularly on this channel. So just be sure to subscribe if you're new, and I hope you guys enjoy your stay. So that's it from me, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.